Okay, so where were we? Remember, this is a second video about Petro Suata, and it's really about Monte Carlo simulation. Oops, this is the not the teaching note. Here's the teaching note. Remember, I was lamenting loudly, maybe even irritating for you, just how silly this whole thing was. Oh wow, they put a 20% standard deviation and the percent change in the oil price with a 2.5. We got these crazy prices that in 2005 stayed below 10, mostly stayed below 20, one or two went, wow, up to 40. Ridiculous. And then they make a distribution chart. This is a distribution when you get negative NPVs and positive NPVs using an absolutely absurd discount rate. And finally, we get a distribution of the DSCR. And in these cases, the DSCR is below 1, above 1. We add up all of this area, and that gives you the probability of default. Present some nice little statistics here. But what we really want to do is count. Use a SUMIF kind of function to get this. Now, how absurd. Now, what we're going to do is replicate this. They teach this if they teach this to MBA students and have MBA students come out of school believing this stuff has any meaning, they should be shot. No, they should. That's too. But it's just ridiculous. Okay. Heidi told me not to go after, to get in trouble by going after people too much, and I'm sorry. This is one that I have to do. So now what we can do is go back, and we have to make a simple financial model. Now that's gonna, whenever you do Monte Carlo simulation, making the financial model is the most important thing. So where are we? I'm looking at the next case study. To go up to case study Petro Suata. And on this Petro Suata one, let's go to the case study or the file that we have Petro Suata debt. So we're again starting from scratch essentially. Showing that this is really quite easy. Now, we have the CFADS, the applied production and oil price. Now we have to make another kind of simple model. Let's put revenues. Okay, revenues. How about start the debt that gets repaid? I've been starting a little early. Perhaps we'll start here. So let's put the oil price multiplied by our production. Put that down. Okay, shift control. Alt H9. Alt H9. My friend Felipe, excuse me, Rio. He said, "No, can you do a little bit better job of explaining the shortcuts?" So now let's take this minus the cash flow available for debt service, and that will give us our total OPEX. But these include some things that are variable and fixed. So let's, out of that, let's put royalties. I'm in Hong Kong. I have to catch another plane. But let's put for 2008, it's 1%. And after that, 30%. Okay. So just look up this year. First, select these two, F4, select these two. Oops. Oh. How about we put on low royalty rate, a high one, multiply that by revenues. Sorry. That's Alt H. Why don't we have, how about we put pre-tax income? That should be the revenue. Let's do this. Okay. This is going to have to be such we need interest expenses on the total debt service. Total change in debt. So let's shift control space bar. Let's put change in debt. Excuse me for kind of mundane stuff here, but I just want to go all the way. So these are payments, so then we can find our interest. Interest is going to be total debt service. Why don't we put these all, express them as a positive, minus a minus, or plus. Interest. So then we can put our pre-tax income as CFADS minus the interest. This is horrible form, absolutely horrible form. And then, I have to remember what we really talked about in terms of the announcements in the back. I hope that's not irritating you too much. But there was this big debate about Conoco successfully negotiated a very low royalty, and we're all happy. And I think it backfired on them. This extremely low royalty rate. They ended up saying, okay, well then we're going to feel this. So I think it was a 30% royalty. It was a 30% royalty rate. I'm just looking at the timeline and my discussion of the case, which I'm very interested in your comment, because it's a lot more fun to, hopefully that's what Heidi suggested, it's more fun to kind of discuss these things in the context of a real case. So let's put a tax rate. And they got this 30%, was it 30? It was 35% tax rate. I believe it was 35%. I gotta double check that. Just a minute. That was the production cost. Would have been 67%. Put somewhere up here. The tax benefits still going. Excuse me for going so slowly like this. Cool. Don't go for the left. Let's see, royalty, 34%. And I don't know if the royalty really went up to, was supposed to go up to 16.33%. I'm going to put that in. I think that's right. So that's just 16.33%. 34%. So our taxes are simply this F4, of course, puts F4. And now we have the taxes. So we can have other O&M. Now I'm going to make a very extreme assumption, which is a worst case assumption, that these O&M costs are fixed. Okay? So we can take the total operating expense minus the royalties minus the tax and see what kind of other O&M expenses we have. Okay, sounds good to me. Fantastic. And now we can make a model. So the good news is now we have a model that we can change revenues in our model. In fact, let's rearrange these. Okay, so let's put our O&M expenses here. Let's Control C, edit space specialist values. Okay, so we've got our other O&M expenses, and then our royalties, function of revenues, pre-tax expense. Okay, we'll leave it there. We can leave that. Okay, taxes, pre-tax. And now we can do our CFABS, which is revenues minus the royalty, minus the taxes. Okay? And the real good news about this is we can forecast oil price. Oops. Oil price forecast here. We can put now, when we make our oil price now, we can make and I'm getting a little nervous about my flight. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop this video. And I'm going to have to continue this video in a little while. Whoops. Okay, I'm continuing my discussion of this thing. Let's just, I'm going to split this up into a couple of videos. So essentially we're making models, and we are we're essentially just making a financial model. Okay, and this model, unlike normal models, is going down. Okay, and I'll just continue there. Okay, and we have a royalty rate that changed. So what we have here is the oil price, and we have the production, and we multiply the oil price by the production, and then we have other O&M costs that are fixed, royalties that depend on what year we are. You know what I should do is put the year over here. Okay, so this is really only our operating period. Double click. And then we have the CFADS after we have the income taxes. And the only thing I really don't have is these income taxes. We don't have the effect of interest on the income taxes, and I'm going to leave that out. So it's a little bit crude, I suppose. And now let's put in debt service. Okay, and I boosted the microphone. If this, we'll see how that works. I had to watch a YouTube video. Some of you sounded like they're 10 years old. So I understand how to do that, but it's a little bit sad. And here's the total debt service. Okay, so we have, I'm going to put that as a minus. Now, what we can, before in the video, we graphed the cash flow against the debt service. Okay, but the good news now is we can compute the DSCRs and the LLCRs. So let's put ratios. Now the DSCR is simply the cash flow available for debt service divided by the debt service. But when we do that, whenever you're going to divide by this, just put an if statement and put x and 5, just like that, and then what will happen is it will, and that's our minimum DSCR, I think, that we had before, and it'll put false. And the good news about that is then we can put, let's put some on the top here. How about we put it up here? Minimum DSCR. Okay, and now we'll get that. Okay, and then we'll put the LLCR. And what we do there is we take, and for that we need some kind of interest rate. So let's put an interest rate. Now, we could try to get, I've tried to do this. Why is this format all screwed up? Okay, I don't know what kind of format I have. Okay, how about this one? Control B, let's take that. I'm just going to use 7%. We should be able to compute the IRR and the debt together. And then if we want, now let's put the PLCR first. Okay, and that's going to be the NPV of the CFABS at a rate of the interest rates. Okay, and then we can divide that by the NPV of the debt service, but the NPV of the debt service is the total amount of the debt. So that's our PLCR, Shift Control 1. Oops. Shift Control 1. I just press Shift Control 1 and it's not working? Shit. I don't know what to do. Oh no. Something's funny with my computer. I'm going to have to look. LLCR. is this a problem? Now what I can do here is put NPV, and we can use this, and then we can make a really kind of fancy thing. Let's first select the CFADS, but we'll multiply that in the thing by only, like it's like putting a true false switch inside it, and we'll put when that's greater than 0. Now when we do that, we have to press Shift Control Enter, okay, and that gives us the present value. I just can't believe that. Why is my Shift Control N not working? We have to then press Shift Control Enter again. What is this? I can't do that. I'm gonna Shift Control. Oh no! That's controlling. Is my Shift key not working or something? I'm gonna have to stop this video. This is gonna be part 1 of the video, which will just have setting up the model for Monte Carlo. Okay? Shift Control. This just sucks. I just can't believe it. Okay, and I'm going to save this file as Monte Carlo Simulation 1. Okay, and then now the next one, we're actually going to make the distribution analysis. So I'm actually going to split this Monte Carlo analysis into three steps. And this is just random